Hey YouTube, a bit full of goats here, and today I'm here with...
Robin.
And we can show us today.
Majespecters, basically pure, with a little bit of Draco Slayer and a little bit of speedrun.
Yeah, no, I know it's like a bit older, but it's done really well at locals in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, managed to beat, branded Ubel without Phantom, which is worth mentioning, because it's not full power, but still. It's definitely done okay. I think my opinion of the deck is very much okay. It's not terrible, it's not amazing, it's just fine. And I've been playing it the last few weeks. Basically just waiting until the tins come out so I can get my playset I wanted. For Infinite, by the way, normal reasons.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. Alright, so, have you asked what you want to say before we get started?
No, I think I'll just explain the deck as I go along.
Okay, let's go into it.
So, starting off, you have 3 Bambuku, the main normal summon of the deck, searches for a monster, full combo almost all the time. Can't be targeted or destroyed, as all the main deck Majespecters are.
Yeah.
Which is insane, because, nice imperm idiot, I love saying that.
Yeah, that's one thing that's really good about this deck. In a form where everyone has to play a bunch of hand traps for everything else, this just says, we don't care.
Yeah, until you get to the extra deck, then you care a lot. Your second normal summon, free Yatta, just searches for a spell, which again also makes you go full combo. This card is amazing. It does so much for the deck. The Amarashi or Porcupine, whatever you like. I sometimes
I love the art on these cards.
Yeah, they're so pretty. They're so cute. They're just my little creatures. I like creatures. And their wind and their spellcasters. There's a lot of things to like. Now for one-offs, you have Ogama and Kyubi. They basically do the same thing. They search for a Majespecter trap, but they're also different names and different scales. So they kind of help push forward your whole thing, like if one of them gets negated or ashed or whatever. I mean, Ogama never gets negated because it's a set from deck. This is an add to hand. And of course, the one Kirin.
Ah, yes.
Very good card.
The bouncy boy.
Yep, the bouncy boy. Unlimit, please. It won't do anything, but I'd like it.
Honestly, at this point, who cares?
If it was unlimited, I'd probably play it at 2. Because it's a good enough card, you want it in rotation. As soon as it hits the scales in the extra deck, and you don't have the link-free Pendulum, if you don't have that, then you're kind of screwed, because that's just one of your best cards. Also, can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. Then we have free Majesty Pegasus Draco Slayer. Very, very good card for this deck. Pendulum effect searches for any Majespecter you want, searches for any Majespecter or Draco Slayer you want. And the other effect just searches for any field spell you want, which is one of the strongest things this deck can do. Unfortunate, because it's kind of just a floodgate, but, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
And for one-offs, you have Dynamite Power Load and Luster Pendulum. So, this is a search target, mainly off this or off Beyond, because you put this and this in scales, you can then just summon Majesty Pegasus, get your field spell. It's very easy, very good scale. This is also just a good scale, but it's even better as a way to get Dynamite.
Oh, yeah. And I just gotta say that this thing looks like a blooming Digimon. It looks like Metal Greymon, but green.
Yeah. And also, here's the spice. 3 Speedroid Terratop and 1 Tectumborg.
I mean, everyone who knows this channel knows I approve Terratop in any deck.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the QCR rarity bumps if I can get them.
Oh, same.
The main thing this does is it gets you access to rank 3s, which also protects you from things like Nib or Ash, which are the main things you're worried about in this deck. Also just makes your end board better, so it's an overall very good thing to have in your deck. I think it's the best non-engine you can play.
And I imagine it's also just good bait for the hand traps, isn't it? Like if they hit this, full combos.
There's many times where I'll set up these, and my opponent knows I have I can make a Gossip Shadow or Totem Bird, so they just super poly these two or get rid of them in some way. And then it's okay, I go full combo with normal summon Bambuku. It's very, very good for that, and it's one of the deck strengths.
Nice.
Also, I want to add, I think the Draco Slayer engine is very much slept on too, because the Majespecter Link 2 locks you into Draco Slayers and Majespecters, so hence why you want to make stuff, that's why you want to run the Synchro, I forget his name, but it will come up in a bit.
Okay.
But now for spells, you have Free of Wind. This is just the best spell. This is your, basically kind of E-Telly extender, and is recyclable with Porcupine.
That's good.
And, this is getting a bit big. I'm just going to move this over here.
Yeah.
And for this is still
Evil!
these are awful cards, awful for the opponent, but I don't like winning under these cards, but I do like winning, and I also like seeing the look on my opponent's face when I
Yeah.
pull out the one that upsets them the most.
I was gonna say, you didn't mind doing that against my voice's voice.
No, but it's like I'd rather win just by having a
Yeah.
better end board rather than having a floodgate that my opponent can't out.
Yeah, but by the way, no joke, guys. This is the reason why I put Damned back in my Burning Abyss deck.
Like, Evenly Matched does destroy this deck no matter what, though. Take notes. If you have a Majespecter player at your locals, play Evenly Matched. Watch them cry.
Fair enough.
Also, Ash the extra deck monsters, or imperm them. And then, free Pot of Prosperity. Now, I don't go for 6 that often. I mostly go for 3. Because the deck just kind of needs that little consistency boost. And also, don't forget, you can banish face-up Pendulum monsters from your extra deck with this card. Which, not a lot of people know that.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. Then just the one Call By
Yeah.
and the one Tempest. I do run the other trap in the side deck, but I think Tempest is just by far the best one, and I don't really want a one because I already have like the 2 field spells for going first, and I'm not really a fan of running that many one-offs, especially when you want to search them for your monsters. Now onto hand traps. Free Ash, very standard.
Yeah.
Free Veiler, and free Imperm. Now, I have thought about running Tactics, and honestly just Tactics, but the reason why I don't run Tactics and I run Veiler instead, because I think these 2 are the staples. So
Yeah.
these 2 are the staples. Veiler is here it mainly because I just like having hand traps against the better decks rather than board breakers. If I want board breakers, I consult the side deck.
That's fair.
And now moving on to the extra. So we have Beyond the Pendulum, and Orpheros. These are just your combo starter link 2s. That your lines will vary. You want to summon one or the other depending on your hand, but this is the better one because it lets you summon generic stuff, but this is insane card advantage.
So what's this one do?
So this one, it lets you add 2 Majespecters from your extra deck to your hand, and then add 2 Majespecter monsters from your main deck to your extra deck. So
Wow,
it very nicely sets up a Pendulum summon, just by having 2 Majespecters to set scales with, and 2 in your extra to summon 2 of those arrows.
But it's also the only match that can be targeted, isn't it? So
It's one of the ones that can be targeted, unfortunately, but it's also where you run Ignis to Prominence, because this you can summon under the lock that this puts you under.
fair.
Then for these might not be a surprise. IP and SP, just very good cards.
Yeah, the girlfriends.
Yeah, hell yeah. They're usually the first cards I banish from Prost, because they don't come up that often, but they're good to have. I don't really think about cutting them either.
Does SP come out more like if you're going second to help break boards? Or?
Honestly, just in this deck in particular, no. I find like if I'm going second to break boards, I'm summoning Typhon. IP comes up a fair bit though, usually to make Underworld Goddess, or just if I don't want to use these 2 to be honest, but I still want the arrows. If I'm going to link climb, I go into IP.
Fair.
Also good end board material, maybe. Exceed the Pendulum, this card's nuts. I love how it's designed. It enables just Apo and Access Code, speaking of. Apo and Access Code, both an ultimate rare, my favourite rarity.
Nice.
Just very good cards. I think Apo can stay, please, Konami. Let women have hobbies. Speaking of women, Underworld Goddess, very important to break boards. One time I needed it, but I accidentally banished it. Well, I banished it with Prosper, not realizing how much I was going to need it, because I didn't have an out to Chaos Angel. There isn't one in this deck.
Yeah. Okay, taking note of that for my Labyrinth games.
Yeah, that is a good thing to know. This deck doesn't really have easy outs to towers, so you need the extra deck.
Yeah.
Now for the most important card, Draco Ryu. This card is really fun, so when a Majespecter card you control gets tributed, detach material, summon one from deck, you can do up to twice per turn. It is a very easy way to cheat out Kieran, and you just kind of spam the board if you use Wind on your opponent's turn, and then you have amazing follow-up for turn 3, and also it has a good Pendulum effect, which is essentially just the same as the Majespecter Draco Slayer, which is fitting given the art.
Yeah.
And then the rank 3s, we have Gossip and Totem Bird. You can make them with Bumbuku and a Speedroid if you have a bad hand or get ashed on the Speedroid somehow.
Okay.
But yeah, they're just there for end board and protection.
Well, I think people who watch my channel know I've started taking Ghost Shadow in my Burning Abyss deck. I'll make that before I go into the tour guide place. So, yeah, I fully endorse that card.
Makes sense. And we got the Plan B cards, Baguska and Abyss Dweller. Again, rank 4s are this deck's specialty, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Also Plan B, Typhon, just really good card. Like, outsboards, like, either outsboards or buys you time, like...
Protection from Zeus.
Yeah, like, it does a lot. Like, it doesn't always win your games, but when you do, you notice it, and it at least gives you, like, a turn, maybe.
I can't wait for the tin reprint of this card, honestly.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting it in Secret Rare, maybe. Otherwise, I'm content just owning it.
I was looking forward to getting one.
And Ignis Prominence. This card is aged very well. Summons one from deck for free, destroy a Pendulum monster you control, I think, or Draco Slayer. I need to reread the card sometimes. Essentially non-target shuffle, which is insane. Still very good. That's aged, like, just very well. There's not really... It's a going second card for sure, so you don't see it a lot, but it's just a good thing to climb into if there's a board that is breaking.
Fair.
Now going on to the side deck, I have my token and funny token. I always use this as a Dib token. Shout outs to Dib. Like, if you find this video, that's where I got this token from.
Oh, nice.
On the side deck, free draw. I hate this card, but it is necessary for other decks, like, especially in this format.
Like Voiceless Voice?
Yeah, Voiceless, just
that is not a
anything really.
Fair.
DD Crow, mostly for Gimmick Puppet, but beats a lot of mostly for Gimmick Puppet, but it beats Branded in other ways too.
And again, against Voiceless, take the law out of the grave.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of DD Crow. It's one of my favourite side deck cards in any format.
Oh, I like this card too as well, yeah.
Now, for some of the more these are basically all going second. Well, hang on, there's one going first card, but the rest are going second. 2 Dark Ruler No More. I don't really find myself siding free. I feel like it's just kind of 2's a nice number for that.
Fair.
1 Harpies, again, just insane card.
Yeah.
Cosmics mainly for like just decks that run specific floodgates, like Anti-Spell, for example. Like, if I have to deal with Anti-Spell, I need a Cosmic. So that's why I'm not playing Lightning Storms instead.
And against Runic, I imagine.
Yeah. There's like several reasons to run Cosmic over Lightning Storm, I think. Speaking of reasons not to run Lightning Storm, evenly matched, this deck's mostly a control deck, so I'm fine, like, skipping my battle phase for 1 turn, as long as I get to play the game. And the going first card, the Tornado. In case I need that extra interruption, and, like, let's say I'm playing as a deck that plays Necro Valley does nothing, or Spellcasters does nothing, I can just side in this instead.
Fair.
So I have an extra surge target and extra interruption. It's very good.
Alright, well, thank you very much for the deck profile. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Yeah, take care.